All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Tuesday, tasty Tuneage Tuesday. It's going to be hard to beat yesterday's anniversary of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, but it's still going to be a good week here in the cave. I'm excited about today's record, one of my favorite records of all time. We are going back to March 1st, 1993, the debut album of the band the Cranberries. This record, huge record in my life, and just a really great album and band, really. So who are the Cranberries? We've already covered their sophomore effort, so we'll just review that for a minute. But obviously this is an Irish rock band out of Limerick, Ireland. Formed in 1989, teenagers really. Brothers Noel and Mike Hogan had a band that was floating around and then broke up, and they were a three-piece looking for a singer. The usual story. They put out an ad answered by Dolores O'Riordan, and she auditioned at age 18, went to the audition on her bike carrying a broken keyboard. They had a broken keyboard. She got a broken keyboard. They couldn't believe she wasn't in a band already with that voice. She was this small, petite young woman with this amazing voice. And their story is just like a lot of bands who make it big, slow and steady, making local inlands and putting out EPs, selling out at record stores, doing small shows, getting attention, having a bidding war, that kind of stuff. Slowly but surely over the course of that time, and they made it. They were supposed to open for Nirvana as early as December 9th, 1991. That would have been a big deal, but the show was canceled. The mini tour was canceled by Nirvana. They put this record out. It was entirely written, the lyrics by Dolores. It didn't really do much. The first single was Dreams. The album itself and the single didn't really do much at all, and then MTV picked it up and put it on heavy rotation. I didn't know they were playing music videos on MTV in 1993 still, but they were, and apparently it was that's what did the trick. The album was number 1 in the UK, number 1 in Ireland eventually, number 18 in the United States. It spent 130 weeks on the Billboard 200. It was one of only 5 rock records that took over a year to get to number 1 in history at that time. And of course they would go on to international fame with their music. But this particular record is my favorite by far, even though my favorite song by them might be Ridiculous Thoughts on their sophomore effort that we just talked about for a second. But this album, beginning to end, is so good. And I remember we playing it and just being like, wow, this is so fresh, so different, just love it. And we just wore this record out in 93, 94, 95. If you're a fan of watching live music, as we are, especially in the pandemic, we put on live DVDs and just play the music throughout the house. There is a DVD out there. This is it right here, Cranberries Live. This is right before they hit it big. This was recorded at the London Astoria on January 14th, 1994, early on in a small club, and it just is amazing. This is an amazing performance. So if you get a chance and you're looking for something to watch and you like listening to music at the same time, make sure you pick that up. Again, this a great record. Sarah and I just reminds us of that time when you're young and just loving music, right? All right, what are the songs on here? You got I Still Do, Dreams, Sunday, Pretty, Waltzing Back, Not Sorry, Linger, Wanted, Still Can't, I Will Always, How, and Put Me Down. I mean, again, you can just listen to this record all day long, front to back, back to front. You can put it on shuffle, doesn't matter. Just a great, fun record. Of course, Dolores tragically died in 2018 at the young age of 46. What a loss to the music and rock and roll collective. Got to see them in concert. We saw them at least twice that I can think of. So we were in that regard lucky because we just loved live music, and that was a real treat to see them live. Song of the day, You know, it's hard with this one, but you have to go to the one that pretty much introduced us to the band. It has to be Linger. Linger is it's a great song. I still love that song today when I hear it, so it brings me back. So Linger is your song of the day. The Cranberries. Turn it up. Have yourself a serving with your coffee. Enjoy it. Tell me your Cranberry stories. And tomorrow, Wednesday, Wanderlust Wednesday in the cave. And looking forward to the rest of the week. So have a great day. As usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.